enlighten
What's
real
up,
quick?
everybody? Welcome to this week's rendition of the Cream live stream. Today, we're getting into everything you could imagine, the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to property management. Property management is one of the most important aspects of any real estate investment company. Why? Well, the most money you're ever going to make and the most money we've ever made in this business is holding properties. Hey, we're still always going to be a flipper. Every single person who owns properties, you're still going to flip properties here and there. I mean, but there's no enterprise value in a flipping business, is there, RJ?
There's not, all you have is a sales and marketing operation. There's
Therefore, yeah,
no monthly recurring revenue. I don't care what you say. You're not signing monthly recurring, contracts with buyers. Every buyer is going to
correct.
say, "Oh, I'll buy from you, right? I'll buy from you." Yeah, right.
There's
What
no
if,
exclusivity. There's no like
yeah.
loyalty. Yeah, right. Are you kidding me? You talk to these buyers out there, they're only going to talk to you and they're going to lowball you and chop your legs out anyway. It's the highest taxed business. There's no loyalty. It's not a saleable business. That's what the flipping business is, not a saleable business. Everybody out there is waving the flag of wholesaling and novations. We do them too. I'm not here to be a hater. We do them too. They provide cash and they provide oxygen into the business. That's great. But the money is made and the enterprise value is created through a buy and hold portfolio. So if you're going to own properties and you're going to have and manage and operate a buy and hold portfolio, you must know property management. That's why we are all about, we're going to talk about property management a lot because it's one of the most important things to talk about. It may not be the sexiest thing. Everybody wants to talk about, oh, I flipped a house and I bought a Lambo. That's the most ridiculous conversation I've ever heard in my life. That's not building wealth here, everybody. What we're talking about doing is building a portfolio, managing a portfolio. Profitability at the end of the day is so important. So property management is a hot topic. It's on the tip of our tongue. It's on the front of our mind. And we have a big announcement to make that involves some moves that we are making within our own property management structure, which we will be getting into all of that. But if you are tuning in on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We've been getting, I don't even know if you know this, RJ, we're getting about 80 to 100 new subscriptions every single week. People are
That's
tuning
awesome.
in. Where the views keep going up. People are liking the value. People are liking, that's what it is in this world. You put out the value, people feel it. You put out the value and you have the intention to just add as much value as you possibly can. And then you're going to attract your tribe. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So we're getting all sorts of awesome real estate people hitting us up. We're getting all sorts of amazing, brand new people. So it's an honor. It's a privilege. We enjoy doing these videos. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video if you get value, if you're a real estate investor like us, and we're going to keep on pumping that value because that's what we're all about. RJ, why don't you tune us in? Why don't you fill us in on some of the moves we are making within our property management structure?
Yeah, so we've always been a fan or always wanted to control aspects of property management, even with a third party. And that was controlling some of the maintenance, the rehab, when we have turns, to really save on some costs. And then also be in charge of one of the other most important parts of it is leasing. And we do a couple types of leasing: open market leasing. We've got rent to own. We also welcome Section 8, and Section 8 has changed in our county for a little bit. It's a little bit longer process, but we still are very bullish, I guess, in the sense of we like it, and we understand that we'd rather be on the other side of what's going on in the economy than the other. So the moves that we're really making is really leaning in towards taking some of this, some of the portfolio back in house and having our own systems that we have. I mean, we already do this somewhat with third party, but there's just properties that we have that's like less maintenance involved because we've done some land contracts, which we have a bunch of resources on other videos about rent to own and land contracts. So definitely go check out the YouTube channel. All of the stuff that we're talking about today is stuff that we're doing in our business, whether we're, bringing back a little bit of management in-house, because we have to stay profitable. Every move that we make is for the benefit of our portfolio, which is in this business, this is where you have enterprise value, is assets.
We got
We're
one
going
in
to be.
contract right now. We're buying another rental. We're all about buying rentals. What did we just talk about, RJ? We want to buy 4 a month. We want to
Mhm.
buy 4 a month.
Yeah, and
Solid
join
goal.
us, because we, in the next 90 days, we're going to be breaking down how we're all doing this,
Let's go.
from the acquisition piece to the managing of the rehab, to finding the renter. There's a lot of drama when it comes to finding the renters. I wish we could capture all of that, because it's not as cookie cutter as it might seem on the social medias. Oh, we just put it up for rent, and then boom, and immediately you get renters.
Drama.
We're going to show you today a little bit about what happens when we can't rent properties out, and some of the strategies that we use um, to get them rented out, because we're not the only landlord in town. Yeah, so those are some of the big things we're making moves on. We we'll go over kind of like how we have it set up, how we do our showings and stuff like that. And all this is this is like a part two of our other video. If you haven't checked that out, the good, bad, and the ugly. This is answering some other questions that we received, plus giving you guys an update on what's going on in our property management
Well, and
business. So,
also we're bringing numerous in-house. We have a great
mhm.
relationship with the third-party property manager that we currently work with, right? They're great. It's hard to be profitable with a third-party property manager. I'm not kidding. I mean, after, especially, see, a third party property manager, they got to make money. We don't expect anyone to work for free. All you can really ask for is work with an honest person, and there's a lot of good honest people. I'm just saying, from a dollars and cents standpoint, and maybe we'll do this on another video, but we can show you what is collected gross and then what actually hits our account. I mean, the fees are just atrocious, especially when it comes to like renewals, lease up fees. This is tens of thousands of dollars here, everybody. I mean, it's just it's crazy, and lease up fees, renewal fees, management fees are like a drop in the bucket. A newbie investor is always going to be like, oh, well, what's the property management fee? How much do you charge? What is it? 6%, 7%, 10%? Who cares about what percentage they charge? That's nothing. That's a small line item compared to lease up fees, renewal fees, maintenance. My goodness. Rehab, construction. They're going to ding you with fees just to post a notice, eviction fees, right? So don't worry so much. If you're interviewing a third party property manager, bottom line is this: just work with somebody honest. I'll tell
Yeah,
you a good one right now. I mean, we work with here in Central Ohio. Here's a couple good ones for you, right? We work with Trinity Property Management, and we like them. They do a great job. There you go. You know who else is good? Donnie Thompson out there. Donnie and Dre Thompson. Look them up if you're in the Central Ohio area. Good, honest men. But with this being said, the reason we are bringing some properties and eventually all properties in-house is not because we don't like the third-party property manager. It's a dollars and cents thing. But in
mhm.
order to bring this thing in-house, we got ourselves a Swiss Army knife right over in the other room over here. We got ourselves a badass office manager. It's all hands on deck. RJ, why don't you fill them in a little bit on what we're up to here and structuring and bringing this in-house?
Yeah, you need you need a leasing person. That's super important. Property manager, and then maintenance. Those are the like three biggest things to have. And as you buy and hold more properties, you can add more people in leasing, add more people in property management. I think the capacity is about 50 to 75. That's arguably, the a thing that people say, like, hey, when is it time to add a new property manager or an assistant property manager? I would say in 50 to 75 units to have it effectively managed. And then you have maintenance. One maintenance guy could be a handyman guy outside of the trades that are electricians, plumbing, HVAC, and stuff like that. You need somebody that's handy that can go in and fix the number of things. Oh, I got a broken door, a switch here broke, and you know, a clog drain here and there. Like these are all some of the things that you need. Those are the three biggest things. And then in house here, if some of us have to go and view properties, we'll do that. This what we do is we're getting ready to kind of divide up Columbus, and there's going to be properties that I'm going to just drive by and see what's going on. And it's okay,
I
right?
can
Like,
look forward to it because I'm going to be creating videos for all of
yeah,
you. I mean,
yeah.
this is what we do. We enjoy this. Who cares? Lace up your boots. Hey, RJ, is real estate a passive business? Do you expect passive income from your properties?
No. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, that's a buzzword, passive
Yeah.
investment. The only way that you're ever going to be a passive thing is if you invest in like funds. But even then, you gotta still do some work. It's a different type of work. It should be passive, should be replaced with monthly recurring income. The monthly recurring income from these rental properties. But you want to hang on to that rental property income and store that into a maintenance bucket, because people break things, people move out, and people are people. They're unpredictable.
This business is not for the faint of heart. This business
Yeah,
is not for the silver spoon, the silver platter, the little cookie cutter cotton soft. This is not that business. Fully expect everybody. I'm going to give you a quick little snapshot. I've literally walked in on people with needles in their arm just shooting up right in front of me. What did I say? Hey, no worries. I'm just taking a look at the structural stuff. No big deal. As you were. Who cares, right? What do I? We've walked in. RJ and I have walked in a vacant house where people were burning trash in the fireplace to stay warm because there's no utilities. No utilities means no water, meaning, to be upfront, pissing and shitting in buckets. They had 5 kids, 2 in diapers. We're putting
it's
statements into
crazy.
CPS. We're putting statements into the police department. This is what happens in this
Oh
business.
yeah, I
It's a
remember that. That was a
crazy.
tough day.
I got pictures. I got pictures to prove it. So here's the thing, everybody. This is a tough business. It's not for everybody, but it's worth it at the end of the day. That's where a third party property manager can come into play here. They can kind of handle a lot of this dirty work that is involved. RJ's talking about going through properties. We're gonna do it. We've done it a million times. You just suck it up and do it. This is what is part of the deal, right?
Hmm.
But a third party property manager will take some of that dirty work off your plate, but it comes with a cost. Good luck being profitable. I don't know if it's possible to be profitable with a third party property manager. As far as like a
Yeah,
positive cash
because
flow, it's gonna be tough.
because things break, and we're dealing with people. This is just the experience that we've had. I mean, you can. It's necessary, especially if you're working, you know, a W-2, you got a daytime job, you don't have the time aspect, and you're okay with, making anywhere from 7 to 8% on your money for a little bit. It's okay. That's what you want. You can do that. You can, get to a point where you have 10, 15, then 20 properties, and you're okay with those type of returns. But very rarely are you going to see, 10 to 15% return unless you bring it in house.
How do you
It's
make your
stay in the
money with
game.
a buy and hold portfolio, RJ? Where's the money at? It's
The
not in the
the
cash flow.
money the money that you make is with cash out refinances. That is the game. That is where you do it. Then you hang on to that rental income. Make sure that you keep a maintenance reserve for move outs, for turns, because turns anymore used to be like, oh, I can, turn it with the security deposit.
Yeah,
No, you
right.
don't. No, you won't. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you put tile and granite and hardwood floors and all this. No. It's not going to come out to the security deposit. Ask us how we know. The hundreds of rentals that we own, ask us how we know. So your best move is to continue to build that rental income up to a point, and then at that point, when you have the reserves in, then you could, take some money out of that rental account to live off of. But I wouldn't do it until those reserves are there. And then if you have a move out, then you don't take anything out. So where's the money going to come from? Other sources, you can have the cash now business, which is what we teach, which is the wholesaling, flipping, and then your money that you make can go into other properties that the cash out refinances can go, in your pocket, but also into other investments that you can make to get into more rental properties. And eventually you can sell these and take that money, that the appreciation, because all of these properties are going to appreciate eventually. That's why it's a buy fix up and
Buy
then
and wait.
buy and wait and hold and get rich eventually. Right? That's the whole play here. And then you can choose if you want to sell it, and then capture all of that appreciation and in the long haul. All the
Don't
richest
wait
people,
and
listen, all the
buy,
richest people
buy and
have
wait.
owned real estate that we know, but but they've also realized all that wealth once they sold.
You got to have an income engine. You got to keep the income coming in. And that could be your flipping business. Just don't put your line in the sand. I mean, we're here to tell you we teach flipping, we teach buy and hold, we teach real estate and all encompassing every aspect of real estate, flipping, creative real estate, and buy and hold portfolio, right? We're here telling you the real money is in the buy and hold portfolio, but you got to keep that income engine turned on. And you're going to do that through wholesaling, novations, and fix and flips. I'm here to let you know, though, we don't want we're never going to put it out there. Our videos, we're not like putting our flag in the ground and saying this is the end all be all wholesaling. Anyone who's saying like wholesaling is like the best thing to do and novations are the best thing to do are actually doing the students a disservice. It's the highest taxed business. Like RJ said, it's not a saleable business. You're putting all of this energy and resources into creating this business, scale it up. Oh, we're going to hire people. We're going to have this business. Why? You can't sell this business. It is not a saleable business. Why are you scaling it up? It is a straight up cash grab. It is a straight up oxygen provider to provide you oxygen, to provide you income, to provide you hits of cash, which is great. And basically to monetize the leads that are not a good fit for your buy and hold portfolio. That's the only reason that you're wholesaling. Why not monetize it? Because you already paid for the leads anyway, right? But we are very bullish on the buy and hold. Any rich people, we don't have to tell you, go read Rich Dad Poor Dad. Go read any real estate book. No successful real estate entrepreneur or investor ever says, "Oh, I'm just a flipper. That's all I am." No, it is the holding on to assets that is going to make this thing happen. So you got to be able to manage them. And that's why we are bringing property management in-house on numerous properties. We're still working with some third party as we scale because we're going to scale appropriately. We're working in tandem right now with a third party property manager. Are we paying through the nose for them? Yes. Do we care? We don't have a choice, right? This is how this works. But
So
let's talk about, yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Are you want to get right into some of the property management things to
Leasing.
kind of look for?
I want
The
to talk
leasing.
about leasing.
So this is one of the most important things. So let me back up. So when you're wanting to use third party right in the beginning, when are bringing this and you got a job and you need support with your time, one of the things that to look out for in a property management company is how they're leasing properties. So, if you want to get right on Google, or if you see a referral from a Facebook group or Bigger Pockets or wherever you're at, Cream, first thing you want to do is check out how they're marketing their properties. Do they have good pictures? Do they have an easy way to getting a hold of, like their phone number, right? Showing the properties how easy it is. So click on their listing and look at the pictures. If the pictures suck, They don't have a good marketing team, meaning that it's just bad quality. Bad quality pictures, right? I'm sure you guys know. And then if they don't have like a phone number to reach out to them, if their marketing's missing a lot of stuff, that's that's how they're going to market your properties. That's a big piece, right? And then you also want to know what their leasing requirements are. Do they have an income requirement? Do you check credit, background? Do they accept people with evictions? That's a red flag. We don't. Any recent evictions? There's only a special case that we will, if they were like wrongfully evicted or whatever. But it's super important. We do a lot of our showings a different way than most. It's all through Appfolio and through lockbox systems. We found that this is the most efficient and fastest way to get these things leased. But then also adding the element of like rent to own and Section 8 in leasing allows you to capture more of the market. And I say that with a little bit of a grain of salt, because it's like you gotta make sure that you are underwriting your potential tenants the right way. And it sometimes starts with how they are treating you over the phone, how they respond to messages. I'm not going to rent to somebody who is asking me, right? I had this person before ask me, "Hey, do you guys take Section 8?" A message. And then immediately, 2 or 3 messages after that, this prospect is sending me, "Landlords can't deny Section 8 articles." I haven't even responded to it yet. Like she sent something like, "Hey, do you accept Section 8?" And then immediate articles. You're breaking fair housing laws if you don't accept Section 8. You're breaking the law if you're not accepting me. Do you think I want to rent to that person?
I
No,
got another red flag for you.
I wouldn't rent. Like, don't rent to somebody like that immediately, because that's problems. They're presenting themselves as, "Hey, I'm full of drama."
They're just starting a
You
fight right off the bat. It's like going on a first date, and the person you go on a date with starts nitpicking you about your clothes, your car, and the way you look. And it's like, hey, I just met you for the first time. I don't think we're going to be hanging out anymore, right? I mean, what's going on? Another red flag is when somebody gets you on the phone, RJ, and they say, "Hey, is that unit available over there on Main Street?" Yep. Okay, I need to move fast. I mean, there's zero proactive. It's like this reactive conversation like, "Why do you got to move so fast? What's going on in your life where you have to like move this weekend?" I mean, any reasonable individual who knows their lease is up is going to start looking for a new place to live within 90 days. You got to start putting some feelers out there. We like the proactive people who are like, "Hey, my lease is going to be up on this date of this month. Here's all my credentials. I'm qualified." Like, you know, this is when I'm looking to move in and whatnot. Like, just showing that proactivity rather than this reactive, "Hey, I got to hurry up and move." And nothing good happens when there's a big hurry and a big rush and a big reaction.
Yeah. No, they're either running from a eviction. Um, they are running from probably preventing an eviction, meaning that the landlord is saying like, "Hey, look, I won't evict you, but you gotta leave." There's in our experience of doing this many, many years, when there's a rush to get money, it's typically a bad situation to be in. That's from contractors, that's from tenants, all around.
Yeah.
It's just a bad situation to be in.
Hurry, I
And
gotta I gotta keep my crews working. Send me the money. Hurry, I gotta move. I gotta move fast. It's
that's
all
with
really,
actually that's with team members as well. "I need my money."
yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't that's a red flag. So
My laptop's broke. You gotta send me a laptop.
so that those are some of the things in leasing. And when you're talking to property managers, you can do some of your homework before you even go down the path of asking them about their leasing, is you can see how they're actively marketing properties for rent, and are they good marketers. A lot of times now, they're using applications that they just fill in the information, and then they're putting it out. Like we use Appfolio, which syndicates to like Zumper and HotPads and Apartments.com. That's great. You know, that also shows you that um, they're investing into their infrastructure. And then the next piece is pick up the phone and call them. They don't have anybody answering live. It's a red flag. Or if they don't answer and then they don't call you back pretty quickly, like within 15 to 20 minutes, it's a red flag as well. Because you got somebody ready to super motivated to go rent or see the property, and then they don't call you back. Or text back. It's a red flag. So these are
We
some of
got
the things to look for.
some questions, and we encourage you to put your questions. If you're watching on YouTube, I have the live chat pulled up right here in front of me. Let us know anything. Ask us about how we run our business. Ask us about deals we're working on. Ask us anything regarding real estate. This is our time with you all. We have the CEO in the house. They said cash rules everything around me. Actually, the CREAM stands for Creative Real Estate and Money, or what is it? That's pretty much it, right?
Cash flow, real
Cash
estate
flow, real
money.
estate, and money. But yes, there is other acronyms that we could use, from the Wu-Tang Clan, which we are in full support of that acronym as well. Elvin, how do you run your business? CEO, come on, you got to be more specific than that. You're better than that. You've been showing up every single week. How do you run your business? I mean, come on. That's way too general of a question. You got to get more specific. Which aspect of the business? How do we manage our properties? What software do we use? How do we compensation plans, commission? I mean, there's so many different things, right? Entity structure. How are you guys doing this, that, structuring your private lending deals? I mean, we got to get specific here, CEO. How do you run your business? You're better than that. Elvin, do you have any advice for teens wanting to start educating and taking action on real estate concepts? Yes, we have something called the Fast Track program. It is less than $100 to join, and you literally have access to everything that we've ever produced as far as courses, all of our paperwork, all of our scripts, how we count properties, deal reviews. We get on the phone with our Fast Track community once a month, right? So that's a great place to start. And you could go to creamfasttrack.com. We have new people joining all the time. Just got a new guy. These are for the beginners, right? This is where it's a self-guided study. You're going to dig in. You got to put the work in every single day, Alvin, every single day. What was I doing this morning? I'm constantly learning. This is my notes. I'm learning too. We're all learning. This is going to provide you with everything that you need to get started in the real estate business. It's up to you to do the work, though. No, there are no handouts, right? So get out there and make it happen.
Here's the other benefit of that. I want to make sure this lands with everybody that's watching is you get to see how we manage our sales staff. So you get to see all the role play calls we're doing. You get to see all the comp trainings. You get to see how we, to answer your question, the CEO, how we run our business. It's there. What we're doing today. So I put it.
CEO's got another question for you, RJ. What percentage of your business is wholesaling, and how many team members or VAs do you have?
Let's see. So we've got 2, 4, 5. We've got 5 VAs. Our percentage of wholesaling right now is probably 80% wholesaling, 20% buy and hold, because we have a lot of properties that we're stabilizing, refinancing. But what you're going to see shift is that the wholesaling and flipping business, we're not really going to grow that because earlier in this live stream, that's not a sellable business. It's a money grab. And we're going to reposition that business to continue to find ones that we can keep. So we're making some moves in that wholesaling innovation business. Team members wise, I tell you, we're getting a lot done with a small team.
That's how to do this.
And we're keeping it small so that the people that you see on the screen can keep it all. So you're going to keep it small so you can keep it all.
The owners take all the risk.
Because here's the thing, at the end of the day, the reason why you are an entrepreneur is that you can work on enterprise value in your business that you can eventually sell the business.
Mm-hmm.
So if you spend a lot of your time in a business that can't sell, you're going to waste a lot of your years.
Yes.
So the faster you can move from wholesaling to buying and holding, it's going to be more beneficial for your future.
Correct. No one's saying that, by the way.
Make sure you write this shit down because,
Yep.
or you replay this. The faster you can get from wholesaling to buying and holding is going to be most beneficial to your career, right? To your livelihood, for not only yourself, but for your family and for your career. There's no person that's been the wealthiest in just wholesaling properties.
Not one.
Sorry.
Not one.
That's the harsh truth. It's a money grab, and you can position it to have it find properties for you. Then you monetize the other ones that don't. But your enterprise value is in your assets. Right now, we're focusing a lot on just singles and doubles, but there's a bigger play and something else that we're not going to talk about in this live because we're talking about property management. But you want to get to the point where you're focusing on your properties that you're buying and holding, because these are the enterprise value of your business. So you want to focus on property management. We show you how to do all of this. All the videos, all the scripts, the documents, the calculators, the KPIs, the team management, it's all there in Fast Track for less than $100. Are you guys doing mostly outbound cold calling for leads? No.
Nope.
Well,
inbound.
We're doing a lot of inbound. I know people that are saying that they're the best at cold calling and the best at direct mail and the best at this, that, and the other. And
blah, blah, blah.
Good for them. We like inbound. We will call and follow up with the inbound leads that we're generating. But there's a lot of other free ways that we're generating leads. That's what we're doing.
Just want to make a point back on the property management. If you are a working professional and you got a career and you have no intentions of leaving that career and you're buying some properties, yeah, work with a third-party property manager. Just don't expect to have this passive income. Don't expect to have a lot of, passive income at all, really. I mean, maybe, you're going to take advantage of the amortization. You're going to take advantage of the pay down of the loan. You're going to take advantage of any, appreciation, but don't expect a lot of cash flow, because any cash flow that you do make, like RJ said, is going into an account because you're going to need it to turn the unit. You know what a turn is? It's refreshing the unit to get a new person to move in there. It's not about the monthly income. In fact, we have numerous of our private lenders, RJ, I don't know if you knew this or not, but they're hitting us up and trying to dump the turnkey properties that they bought.
Well, I see a lot of that going on.
Well, you know why? Because they paid too much. Guess who won in that transaction? It was the turnkey provider. Oversold it. It sold it based on cash return. And that's a video, by the way, that we need to do. I'll probably do that today, calculating cash on cash return.
Well, you know what? Like if they bought them from us, we were in a turnkey business from 13 to 17, right? Now those properties are worth way more. I see some of our turnkey properties that the investors end up selling on the market or to the next wholesaler, and they made 30 to 40K. I would take that and run, because that's the appreciation involved when you bought them at those prices. Properties appreciate. That's the whole reason why you want to keep properties, is to capture that appreciation eventually. Those prices are going to go up. You bought them at a price now in 2024, and then in 2030, you're going to be like, man, I wish I bought more in 2024. That's the regret. It's like, I wish I would have bought more.
Well, these particular people that I'm talking to, they paid too much because the turnkey provider also was the one to refer the lender, was
Mm.
like, doing this where it's like, oh, this is the greatest lender. Yeah, right. The greatest lender since sliced bread. You got to use this lender. It's amazing. They like packaged it up and made it all shiny because that lender was not doing solid appraisals. They were allowing this turnkey provider to sell the property more for more and getting these loans done than, if a different lender was to appraise it, it would have probably came in much lower. So the people are ended up, you never get rich in any business by paying too much for anything. You make your money when you buy. You get paid when you sell, right? So, if you're somebody who's working a full-time career and things like that, you're probably going to end up using a third-party property manager, so don't expect a lot of cash flow. Just make sure you don't pay too much for the asset. As long as you're paying a fair price, you're going to be able to do what RJ's talking about doing, which is capture that appreciation, capture that loan pay down in over time. You still get the benefits, but not if you pay too much. You must get a good deal or a fair deal. And that's also stuff that we teach. I mean, you're going to know how to evaluate properties to make sure you're not getting ripped off. If you're wanting to stay in your full-time career and just accumulate some properties on the side for the long term, I encourage you to do that. But I still also encourage you to know how to evaluate properties. I mean, come on, you can't just take the person selling you the property, you can't just take their word for it. It's not going to work.
Do you think we have some time we have that one in contract, right? It's in contract and ready to go. You
Yeah,
want to
but
underwrite it on this call? Okay.
we're that's a little
Why don't
premature. We're going to be talking about that one in the
why don't
coming meeting.
we so one of the things in this thank you for those who are showing up on this live stream, for those that are seeing this after the fact. I have some bonuses, and let's see, this is what you're gonna get here. Share my screen. Is the 20 questions to ask a property manager, like especially if you're going to use third party, right? So I'll get this to you. It also talks about how they handle their tenants, and then repairs. If you want this, all you got to do is type in 20. Let's just say type in 20 in the comments, and I'll make sure I'll get this to you. But it's just common questions to ask, and then why there's a video that we have in our fast track, which I'll go over a little bit. You want to ask these questions. One of them was that you want to check their leasing, but one of the questions that's super important is like, what do you charge me? What's your fee schedule? You want to know where you're going to get what you're going to have to pay. It's good to know. Typical management fees that I've seen that are fair are around 8 to 10%. But one of the things that you want to check to see is if they are charging a lease up fee, because the lease up fees it's like free money is what it is. It's free money. It's pushing paper to get, money. It's what it is. And, I'm just calling it out. Like, I get it. You're a property management company. You got to make money. But if you're going to send somebody property that you've already leased out yourself to manage, you should get the lease up fee. If they found that tenant and then they're renewing, work it out to where you're only paying for half of that lease up fee, because they're taking the first month's rent sometimes. So you really want to understand what their fee schedule is. Another good thing is another good question to ask is like when you're going to receive the money. So when does your property owner statement come out? And then when does the rental income hit your account? Typically what you want to see is it comes out in the 3rd, and then you get paid on like, the 6th or the 7th. Those are great. That means that they have their processes and systems in place. Stuff you got to look out for are the ones that hold on to your money, because we've had that issue before.
We ran into that issue, and we don't work with that particular manager anymore. But in closing, please let us know any questions you have. We are keeping our eye on the live chat. Everybody, we're here every Wednesday. We're here every Wednesday at 11, and we've been coming out with daily videos, daily shorts. The YouTube community is growing, and it's actually my favorite part of the day. Here, listen to this, RJ. I'm asking myself every single day, one of the things that I enjoy is creating content, creating videos. Why? Because I'm a natural at it. And I wrote down today that I believe I am meant to be a real estate coach. I believe because I came from nothing. So did RJ. We didn't have, no one taught us. We had to kick and scratch and fight our way to the top. We've had numerous mentors through the years, but not mentors that gave us real talk like we're giving you. I mean, that are like in the trenches right now and letting you grab our coattails and literally like know the business, the real life business. It's not this like fluffy, shiny object. No, we're definitely in the trenches. So I enjoy this. I think we're some of the realists out there as far as the content that we're providing, as well as the value we're providing. And we would love the opportunity to coach you. So if that's something you're interested in, I would check out the Fast Track program or send us a DM if you're interested in our flagship program. And what that's going to do, everybody, the flagship program, it's less than 5K. It's going to give you proximity to us. It's going to allow you to have 24/7 chat. It's going to allow you to, basically go through your leads and go through your deals with us. And, we'd be happy to talk to you about that. RJ, anything else?
I don't. If you guys want those questions, just type in the comments somewhere 20. I'll reach out to you. I know this is streaming and some of where is this going? Facebook and YouTube, I think Instagram. So we'll be on the lookout for that, and then we'll send it to you. And we just want to connect with you and make sure that this is valuable, because I think it is. Especially, this is the most important aspect of owning your assets and protecting them and making sure they're profitable. So again, this is the weekly Wednesday live stream is available to everybody in our community. So if you have questions, type them in. After the fact, we'll be looking at some of the questions. We're getting a lot of comments on YouTube about these, and we're in this together. We've got a challenge to buy. Is it like 10 rounds the next 90 days?
Correct.
We've got one so far. It's, we don't want to say where it is yet, because once it closes and it's in the bank, then we're going to go out and
Correct. Then we'll show you all about it.
Yep. So we're
Send us
going
your
to talk
deals.
about it. Yeah, go ahead.
Send us your deals. If you're a wholesaler, we're buying. RJ is looking at a fourplex all the way up in Mansfield right now. We're all over Ohio. So
Yeah.
you send us your deals. We're open to looking at stuff. We got a lot of capital raised ready to deploy.
Yeah. Check out our Fast Track if you're new and you want to get into that, and then reach out to us for the launch program to see if you're a good fit for it. But other than that, let's go rock and roll.
Let's go, baby. We will see you next Wednesday.